Hi everyone, this is Natalie. Welcome to Magdalene's Wish 3311. I am back just 2 days after my last recording and again guided by divine guidance. And it's funny I said divided because that word is kind of the theme, duality. I'm kind of talking about duality today. So today's message is kind of got started with a couple cards I pulled for myself, and when I pulled them, and they're from the Journey of Love deck by Alana Fairchild, and they're just really beautiful messages, and I thought, wow, these are really relevant to share with the collective. And I was gonna type up the cards, one of the messages and one of the cards, and share it in my group. And then I was just divine was like, no, you're gonna expand upon it, and you're gonna jump on here again. So here I am, being authentic and coming out from my little Cancer shell. So the theme of today is, when I was just kind of going through the initial, couple of cards that I pulled, and the rest I'm going to be pulling on camera, is about duality, our shadow self, and the equinox, the autumn / spring equinox, depending what part of the world you're from or living in, and about balance. And balance has been coming up a lot in my own readings recently, and I've seen in other readings online, and that really about balance. And I was just kind of looking, I'm not an astrologist, and so I was just reading about what the real meaning is right now for this equinox, and it's all about balance of shadow and light. Equal amount of darkness and light in the day, and that's coming up at 6 p.m. I think Eastern time in North America on the 22nd, so in the evening of the 22nd, I guess the 23rd for the more eastern half of the globe. So just depending where you are, it's coming up in just a few days. Today is the 19th, but really this whole shift in the season is just it's a shift. Things are shifting, and so the message is, there's gonna be some twin flame stuff in it, but not really. It's really for everybody. So let me just get started. And yeah, when I was reading about the autumn spring equinox, it's about balancing our shadow, and it's an opportunity to appreciate our shadow aspect. And so the cards that I had pulled, and it's from the Journey of Love deck. The first one, appropriately, is She is the Moon. And the artwork in this deck is really pretty. Really, really pretty. And she's not really wearing much. She looks very vulnerable. There's the moon behind her and swirls, kind of like a path, but there's like two different colors. It's almost like the duality of kind of this green and this purple. Kind of like leading to the moon, and she's just kind of sitting there, kind of almost but not quite completely naked, and just kind of very vulnerable. And the message that came through with this card is really about our shadow aspect, but also in life there's cycles. The moon goes through cycles. It waxes and it wanes, and depending on what astrological sign you are. I'm a Cancer, so moon sign, and especially water signs were really affected by the moon more so, but I think everybody kind of is to a point. But things shift with the moon cycles. Your mood can shift, your energy can shift, how much you're ready to take on and put on your plate, and what you can handle and what you can't handle on any given day. So it's really just about cycles, and cycles in life, in the equinox. And it even says in the book when I was reading it about shifting of the seasons. And I thought, wow, we have a full moon coming up on the 25th and the equinox on the 23rd / 22nd, depending where you are. So I mean, the energies overlap, so the energies are kind of all combined, they're all there together. So we have this energy coming up of full moon, which full moons are a lot about releasing and letting go, and fall is a lot about letting go. The leaves are falling off. So for us, in the northern hemisphere of the world, it's a lot of, it's time for letting go. And if you're going into spring, then you're cleaning things out. It's that spring cleaning kind of, type energy, right? So this really, the theme is just about the cycles. And the other message that was coming through was that there's going to be some type of a timeline shift coming with this equinox, and a collective thing. So a collective timeline shift. I think people are going to be shifted onto new timelines or better timelines if they're not on the one that's for their highest good. When it comes to twin flames, I think this can shift them. The message that was coming through was, if you're not on the timeline to get you towards your mission and your path for your greatest good, and if you're a little off target, then this equinox is going to shift you back onto target, is the message that came through when I was reading this for myself earlier. So, for anybody, divine feminines and masculines equally, that is not, their arrows pointed kind of at the wrong target. If they're, thinking, I want to go over here, divine's going to come along, they're going to block that path, and they're going to come along and they're going to shift. They're going to do things to shift, and the energies with this equinox coming through are going to shift. Shift people to get them on a new timeline for their path for their highest good. And for a lot, that's also going to mean shifting you to a timeline that will lead you to union. Not saying that unions are going to happen, absolutely not. We cannot put a timeline on that, but to get you on the timeline where that path has union on that path instead of maybe over here. The other card that came up is loving all that she is, and this is a beautiful card. And it's funny, anybody that's Facebook friend of mine knows that I ironically just put this very identical picture, not even realizing it's in this deck. I forgot it was in this deck, as my profile wallpaper picture or something on social media. So I thought, wow, that's weird. Anyway, the number is 22, which, 22 is a duality number, right? And she looks like she's hugging the moon. She looks like she's almost surrendering into it. She's sitting, she's kneeling, she's just kind of, if you've ever surrendered into something or had a really profound message or something that comes through, you kind of just drop to your knees and you're like, what, God, Jesus, take the wheel. It's in your hands, and you kind of surrender. It's kind of like she's surrendering to the cycles, to the moon, to the energy, and to the phases. And moon goes through darkness and it goes through light, right? Full moon, everything's illuminated. New moon, it's dark, and it goes back and forth. So the message in this card is all about duality, embracing our shadow side. The moon has the dark side, right? We don't ever get to see that dark side, but we know it's there, and we all have dark side too. We all have a shadow side, and it's okay to embrace it, and we have to love ourselves. We have to love ourselves 100% for who we are. We have to love our shadow side, and don't hide it. If you hide and suppress your feelings, like, I'm angry. Okay, why are you angry? What is it that triggered you? What are you feeling? Put words to it, express it, play music, do artwork, do something that you can express that. Because if you let things sit and fester for too long, then they're going to explode out of you in unhealthy ways where you can say really hurtful things to people, or do other hurtful things, or, just anything. I don't even want to get into that, but it's you don't want to, it could be unhealthy behaviors too, where you don't even realize that you have it in you, and you distract yourself with other unhealthy behaviors, and you're not really facing that shadow side. And the awakening process is a lot about facing the shadow aspect. The twin flame journey is a lot about that shadow aspect, because our twins will trigger us, and anybody can trigger. You don't have to be a twin. You can have anybody that you're in a relationship with. It can be a friend, it can be a soulmate, it can be a spouse, it can be anybody. Co-workers, they can trigger you, and they can mirror things back, and things can come out. And you know, you have to let those things come out of you, and express them, and try to express them in a healthy way. But even when you do have sadness, or if you feel depressed and you're like, why aren't I feeling all love and light? That's okay. You're not meant to be. We're here to have the ups and downs, and the balance is, you know, the key is in the balance and in integrating both sides, not ignoring one or the other, acknowledging that what makes us who we are is both of it. So yeah, it's really about duality. And also with the ascension and awakening, you know, there's more and more energy and photonic light coming in from source, from the sun, and it brings activations. And depending who you are, everybody's different. Our DNA is different. Our programming is different. DNA contains programming. The light contains programming. Photonic light contains codes. Light is information. So when that light hits us or comes in through your eyes, hits your skin, activates, there's codes are activated within your auric field in your body. And when that comes in, you have to push things out. And that can cause purging, that can cause ascension symptoms, hence headaches, nausea, gastrointestinal upset, vision changes, hearing changes, ringing in the ears, crying for no reason or crying for a reason, either, you know, just very emotional. And something might trigger you and you might just be crying, or angry, or any kind of emotion, or anxious. And then you think, well, gosh, why did that elicit such a big response? And it wasn't really the trigger. It's more the fact that you needed to release something to integrate and make room for the light to come in, to make room for the upgrades. So it's kind of like, you know, if your computer only has so much room and you're downloading this really badass program, you kind of got to, you know, clean it out so your computer can run better, right? So it's kind of like that analogy. So it's really kind of the messages. So really two similar cards, both with moons in them. And then the final card that came from this deck was Becoming. And it's basically an unfinished painting, if you will, right? So there's blank canvas, and then there's some pretty colors painted on the canvas. And it's basically that we are individually unique works of art, and we're not finished yet. You know, we're being in the process of being painted by God's hand, if you will, you know, by divine, you know, light. And, you know, we're not finished. Same thing with twin flame relationships. They're not finished yet. They're still being painted. It will be a masterpiece, but don't judge yourself or somebody else or your twin flame relationship, or any relationship, you based on right now. You know, don't judge it. Accept everything for what it is, and know that everything is a journey, and it's really not even about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about the painting. It's about the creativity. It's about the expression, right? So it's a lot of the fact that things are in the process of being created, and the awakening is this transition. So, you know, for the longest time we had this one painting and this one reality in this 3D world, and now we're kind of all going through this awakening, and, you know, twin flame related or not, and you're like, I just don't know what is anymore. And that's okay. We're in a bit of a limbo phase, and we're not there yet. We've left home, and we're hiking a trail, and we haven't gotten to the new place yet. And that's kind of where we are. So everybody take a deep breath, breathe, relax into it. It is what it is. And just know that we're going to get there, and just to not judge it. Oops. Sorry, I'm a little bit warm. So I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna pull like one card from my tarot deck, and I'm using Colette Baron Reid's Good Tarot deck. I'm gonna pull a card to go with each of these, and there's one coming up already. And another one. All right, so I want a card, please, to go with this loving all that is, please, Spirit. Thank you. And a card to go with my becoming card, please. And I did pray and clear these cards before I did this, always. Could I please have a card to go with this becoming card, please, a clarifying card? Thank you. Okay. So I'm just going to clarify a few things here. Is this card a clarifying card for She is the Moon? Is this for loving all that is? And this card is for becoming. Does this card have a message for us? No. Does this card have a message for us? That fell on the floor. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to disclaimer out there. When it comes to tarot, I'm still new and learning about it. I started off with oracle cards, and I can read those intuitively. The tarot, I'm still learning, so just bear with me here. So the card that came up to go with She is the Moon is the Three of Air, and her deck, I don't know if you've ever seen her deck, The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid, and they're, again, I'm big on artwork. I love art, so yeah, I'm not a fan of traditional tarot because I really love the artwork of all these other ones. But this is Three of Air, and it is they're represented by birds. She's kind of looking down. She's looking sorrowful. She's got birds behind her. Three of Air is really, it's about heartache. It's really, you know, the biggest thing with air, and it's just by being hurtful words, rejection, and yeah, it says in here, silver linings, natural departures, rejection is God's protection. Third party helps me to see the truth of the situation, what is really mine and never can be held from me. Rejection is Spirit's protection. It's in my best interest to let go and allow for something better to take place. It is my highest good to see the truth regardless of my temporary discomfort. This too shall pass. So that, you know, is a lot about loving yourself and knowing that discomfort that you feel is temporary. And that goes with the shadow aspect, that in the awakening process, right? That when you're going through awakening, when you're facing your shadow, it's painful, it's difficult, and it's, you know, it's, you get pulled away from things shift, and it hurts. You get traditional tarot has a picture with a heart and three swords. It's Three of Swords, three swords stabbing the heart. So it's heartache. It's heartache, but it will pass. You also see the truth. You see the bigger picture in things. It hurts for the moment, but it also teaches you something, and it shows you something. The other card that came up was Six of Fire, which is Six of Wands, and that's got a beautiful hot air it's a ship with a hot air balloon and like a bunch of other little hot air balloons kind of all around it. And this is about kind of rising above the darkness and the difficulty. It's about you know, this card has light and dark in it, and it's kind of a dark sky, but the balloon is illuminated and there's a light on it, there's fire on it. And, you know, sitting here looking at it next to the moon card, and the moon, what I was just saying about the moon having the dark side and it has the light side, and it goes through the phases where it's dark and it's light. And this is kind of like shining your light among the darkness, knowing that your light is there among the darkness and rising above the darkness. If you're struggling and you're having a tough time, don't stay in a place of darkness. Embrace your shadow aspect. You don't have to let it pull you down. You can rise above it. You can protect yourself energetically through crystals, through asking your guides, Archangel Michael, Metatron, to place you in a protective bubble. You can separate yourself from people who are bringing you down, whether that's just online, doing what you need to do to protect your energy. So really protect your energy if you're going through a difficult time, going above things, getting away, shifting yourself, protecting your light, but sharing your light, and also being a beacon of light for others as well. So, and if you're doing good and you're not having, like today, I've been in a really good mood and a high vibe mood kind of thing, and just feeling like I was dancing earlier. And then there's other people who were kind of struggling today. And I know it's a really up and down roller coaster. So if you're having a good day, shine your light and share it with somebody else. You know, you don't know who other people might really need it. And if you're having a darker day, embrace it, don't judge it, protect yourself, surround yourself around light, because in this card there's other balloons which represent light. So surround yourself, even among the darkness, among a soul tribe of people, you know, that have light, that are going to support you. You know, it's kind of like this is a caravan of, like a flotilla, right? It's like a caravan of a support system saying, hey, you know what? We're right here next to you. We're experiencing this darkness, but we got your back. We're here. So, you know, that's kind of the message I'm getting with that. The Justice card came up. Number 11, Justice. And this is beautiful. And she's got a big old moon behind her. Or it looks like it. I don't know if it actually is the moon, but it sure looks like it. And, you know, she's holding a sword in one hand, and she's holding, not sure what it is. Oh, it's the usual justice. It's the balance. It's like the, I don't know if you can see that really good, right? Oh my gosh, I wish there was not so much glare. Sorry, guys. What she's holding here, if you can see it, it's one of those balance things, a scale. Hello, the word scale. That word just eluded me. And just exactly what we're saying, balance, duality, about balancing emotions, balancing our light and dark, balancing our shadow. So again, there's that message about balance, okay? Doing the right thing, doing what you need to do in your life. Balance out the scales. That's what the message in this card is. It's about balancing out the scales, balancing your energy, balancing your time, balancing your checkbook, balancing your fun time and your rest time with work time, getting outside and getting, you know, some sunlight, just really finding balance in your life, and doing what it is that you need to do to balance, and also balancing masculine, feminine energies. Okay, so it's about justice and doing the right thing and balancing the scales karmically, in that sense. So, you know, it can have multiple messages, kind of just depend what resonates with you. But it's also, especially, you know, and this is just an important message for twin flames that are watching. In order to have union with your twin, you have to balance your masculine, feminine energies. We all have both. We have to balance both energies to a 50-50. So, you know, recognize and learn what those different energies mean, and what the dysfunctional feminine energies are that you might have and need to let go of and embrace healthy ones, what the dysfunctional masculine energies are that you might have and let go of that and embrace the strong ones. So, you know, it's about having strength and stability and foundation, you know, 3D world kind of stuff with sympathy, empathy, emotions, nurturing, sensitivity, creativity, the more, you know, intuition, the more feminine energies. So balance the masculine, feminine, balance emotions, balance things in your life, balance things karmically, balance things that maybe were done wrong in the past. So maybe there was something that was somebody that hurt you, or you hurt someone. You know, try to do forgiveness work and let that go behind you. Don't let it pull you down, and just kind of balance those scales. The ones that fell on the floor, the card that fell on the floor is Queen of Fire. This card comes up for me quite a lot. She's a very strong, passionate energy. She's very creative energy. And she's strong, but she's sympathetic. She's not all like water queen that is just all emotion. It's just, hello, trying to find it in this book really quickly here, sorry. Because this book is a little bit different than traditional, and it does have some nice things in this book. Creative collaborations, soul connections, passion, inspired by spirit, artist. I'm capable and strong friendships that inspire me and encourage me to express myself in my own way. I co-create with others, dedicated to a vision of achieving the highest good of all. How might I join in the dance of co-creation, letting spirit flow through me and inspire me to express my passions? So this is about working with others and co-creation, working with spirit, working with mentors, friends, other people, somebody that you're drawn to work with, maybe in your life, in mission, relationship, whatever. Who do you want to co-create with? So yeah, and in friendships too. But yeah, she's a fiery, strong, she knows what she wants kind of thing. Very passionate and very creative. So, you know, maybe this equinox and the full moon coming up are going to help you create something new, and create something, you know, find a creative way to have balance in your life too. So that's kind of those messages that came through on that deck. And then they wanted me to pull an Ascended Master card from my Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray deck. I'm going to pull one Ascended Master, please. What message do you have for my group? For all the viewers watching today, what message do you have? What Ascended Master would like to have a message, please, Spirit? We'll just pull one card, please. And then we're going to get a message from Archangel Michael. Whoa, 2 cards. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is funny. So we're talking about balance and duality. So we get the Miriam Sacred Vision, and they're twins. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember the love has no boundaries. I was laughing because I love how this works. So yeah, this card, I was just saying forgiveness, right? And healing, like healing the past. It's like, I was just saying that. So forgiveness, this is about forgiveness work and seeing the light in everything, including what's dark. So they're twins, right? And if you just think about the yin yang, about light dark, about duality, and that's just perfect message for what we're talking about. Yeah, that's just, and I'm not too familiar with this card. It always has other cool things to say in here, and it's from this deck, Keepers of the Light. They're very different cards, but it's all Ascended Masters. There's a real opportunity for you to move beyond grief or grievance at this time. The Miriam are here, swirling around holy light all around you so that you can regain a sense of union with Spirit. You are loved beyond words. Choose to see the light of God in everyone and everything, to love without boundaries. Honor others and honor yourself with your sacred vision. You are in a space of deep healing and forgiveness. Choose to see the light of the world that will help you grow even more. So there again, choosing to see the light, the moon, the shadow, everything that we're talking about. So really it's kind of consistent with this theme, and not judging others, not judging this unfinished painting, you know, it's not done yet. It's like, gosh, that's kind of ugly. Like, what the heck kind of card is that? Well, it's not finished. Don't judge it, right? You know, everybody's where they are meant to be on their path, and we can't judge that. We can't compare ourselves or judge ourselves to anybody either. And that's hard to do, right? Because we live in a society where we have ego and we judge ourselves, and it's like, gosh, we want to be perfect. We want to be really good. What are people going to say? What are they going to think about me? You know, it's like, here I am. I'm you know, tarot is just so new to me, and yet I'm putting myself out there because Spirit was like, no, you're going to put your message out. So I'm like, okay. The other card that flew out of the deck is Holy Amethyst. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me see if there's anything else on this one. Oh, so you know who the Miriam is. I'm sorry, let me back up. These are two angels who appear to Mary Magdalene in the tomb of Jesus after his passing. The angels spoke directly to Mary and helped her move beyond her grief so that she was able to commune with Jesus once more. They can help us move beyond the cloud of grief too. They heal grievances of all kinds, including ones that have been created by religion or the idea that God does not love or accept us because of a mistake that we once made. So God, it's unconditional love, right? God loves everybody. Divine loves everybody. All of our angels, ascended masters. There's no judgment. And I know it's been hard for me going through the awakening process and kind of learning who you are on a spiritual level. And it's like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I behave like that? And you go into this self-judgment and doubt, like, I have no business being here. I have no business on this path. Like, why do you want me to do this mission? Like, I'm not good enough for that. You know, like you know, and we have to think Jesus went through years. You know, I think there's 13 or 14, 15 years that are not in the Bible. And he went through years that we don't know about. We don't know all the details. And we don't know how much darkness he went through, or maybe we do. But, you know, he went through darkness. He went through awakening. He went through discovery. He had to deal with shadow. Everybody has to deal with shadow. Everybody. So anyway, you know, these angels are there. Your angels are there to see the sacredness in everything, okay, including yourself. The Holy Amethyst was the other card that came up. Divine Alchemy. And it's about moving beyond challenges. And this other card was about moving beyond, you know, the past and letting things go. So Divine Alchemy, move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. So here we are going into a new season, going into the equinox, and it's like, let's leave behind, you know, whatever seeds were planted back in the spring equinox, back in April, May, June, March, you know, that time frame, whatever was planted back then, you know, it's kind of coming to fruition and things are shifting again into another season. But whatever challenges that have been experienced over the last 6 months or year, let's let them go. Let's leave that in the past and let's just start a new season. Let's start fresh. For fall, let the leaves fall off the tree. You know, next year there's going to be nice new buds on the tree. For, you know, those of you that it's spring, you've got nice, you know, flowers blooming and that. So, you know, you've got new life coming in. So it's just freshness and a new start. So it's, yeah, it's really, really beautiful. It says here, you are ready to move beyond energies or situations that are no longer helpful to you and make space in your life for something more purposeful. You may feel the need for clearing out, not just mentally or emotionally, but physically too. And that's a lot what I was saying about awakening and the purging. Energy's coming in and you just, this doesn't fit me. This jacket's too small. This relationship's too small. It's constricting me. I can't get on my path. I can't get over here. I need to shoot for that target, but as long as I'm over here in this job or this relationship or with this behavior, It's stopping me from getting over there. And that takes a lot of insight and a lot of bravery to really accept that about yourself, to really see that in yourself. And you know what? You got to look at your shadow side. You got to look at your shadow side honestly, to and the whole your whole entire life honestly, to see what it is and where it is that you want to go and what's holding you back. And it doesn't mean you have to like cut ties with everything and everyone and just, you know, break out of this cage and in a, you know, a dramatic way. No, there's ways of doing things. It's just you can the alchemy means being an alchemist is about making things, creating things. What is it that you came here to create? What do you wish to create? What's holding you back from creating that? And embracing your duality, looking at your shadow aspect, knowing yourself more, and being gentle with yourself. The awakening process it forces you to clear things out, and so do the phases of the moon. So do the seasons. Spring cleaning, leaves falling off the tree, you know, clearing things out. It's important to recognize that you are like a magician at this time, with the ability to use your thoughts and actions to bring about life-fulfilling, deep, dream-enhancing opportunities. It's important to focus on what you desire and not what you fear, because what you give your energy to will literally begin to flourish. Call in Holy Amethyst to help you focus on golden opportunities. And Holy Amethyst, if you're wondering, if you've never heard of her, she is the twin flame of Archangel Zadkiel. So she's, you know, has the energy of the violet flame. She has the energy of amethyst. So if you're familiar with the violet flame or not familiar with the violet flame, you know, that's traditionally Archangel Zadkiel, and who is actually my Reiki guide, and Saint Germain, Ascended Master Saint Germain, who's also in this deck. The thing to know about the the violet flame, sorry, I was just drawing a blank looking at amethyst, distracting me from the word violet flame. The thing about the violet flame is that's what we use to transmute dark energies. So when, like in the other cards, when you get triggered, when things come up, when you get purged, when moon phases or anything in your life comes up where the light comes in and it's forcing stuff out, and you have sadness, you have tears, you have anger, you have anxiousness, whatever you just feel off, sit with it, recognize, don't run away from it, don't cover it up, recognize it. Where is it coming from? Why am I feeling this? Am I triggered because of what they did or what they said? Or is there a bigger picture? Is there something else going on? Is there something from my past? Is there something from a past life? Is there something that happened in my childhood that is triggering me? What is it? Only you know that answer. So we really meditate with that, and it takes bravery to just really sit quietly and sit still with that emotion and not bury it, and just sit there and then transmute it. So you can call on Holy Amethyst, Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and anybody that carries the violet flame, and just ask them to please place the violet flame, which is cooling and soothing and healing. Just imagine yourself in a soothing, cooling violet flame around you, and it can heal you. It can cleanse away, and just imagine those emotions being washed away by this violet flame. Just imagine it washing down like you're in a shower. So pretend you're in a shower, and instead of water, it's just this violet, you know, raindrops sort of thing, you know, and light coming down on you, and it's washing away what you don't need, and just let it wash away. And you can stand in the shower. I do this a lot. If I'm just feeling off or emotional, I'll go shower, and I'll just imagine that this water is this very divine, healing, sacred water and light coming down on me, and it's energetically washing me, and I'll let it go on my crown and my third eye, and then, you know, my fourth eye, the base of your skull. So yeah, it's a lot about transmuting these energies, and when that duality, when that shadow comes up and the triggers come up. Sorry, my dog is barking, so I'm almost finished. I'm going to do one more card. Archangel Michael had wanted to come out and also give a guidance. So Archangel Michael, what message do you have for us today for this, whoever is watching? What overall message do you have for who is watching, please, Archangel Michael? What would you like this collective to know about these energies and balance and duality? Oh. Huh. Interesting. All right. It's time to leave an unhealthy situation behind. And it says, Archangel Michael, there's a prayer at the bottom. What parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping me hear your answers and for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. And it's, again, it says at the top, it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. So it could be anything. Is there something unhealthy, an unhealthy thought process, an unhealthy behavior, an unhealthy relationship that it's time to move on? Again, with the changing of seasons, there's a lot of shifting in things. And I'm sorry, Katie, I'll be right with you, baby. This says here, applying for a new job, detoxify from alcohol, cigarettes, or other drugs, see a relationship counselor, walking away without guilt or hesitation, leaving anything that's unhealthy and not for your greatest good, something that's just not in harmony with who you are as a soul. Like obligation's just not enough. What is right for your soul? Because we're all sovereign beings and we each have to do what's best for us. We can step away from things and situations and still be supportive, but protect our own sovereignty at the same time. Eat a healthy diet, get a second medical opinion, consult a divorce attorney, move to a new home, make sure your environment is free and clear of chemicals and toxins. So whatever is toxic, whether it's food, chemicals that you're cleaning with, people, behaviors, environment, where you live. If you've got some really crazy neighbors that just make your life miserable, whatever it is, you know what it is that you need to leave behind. Okay, so it's about leaving something behind. And then bottom of the deck was make a commitment. And this is about committing to yourself and your divine purpose and who you are. Committing to a relationship, committing to your path, committing to the right path, committing to your divine path and your path for your highest good, and allowing yourself to be shifted to that path. So whatever the energies do that come through, allow yourself to be shifted, allow yourself to let go of this and commit to whatever it is for your highest good. So, leaving this behind and committing to something healthier. So it's about shifting. It's about taking that arrow and pointing it from here to here. It's making that shift. Where are you meant to be? Where are you meant to be? And sometimes we don't have to know that answer. Sometimes, it's the path is dark and your light only shines so far. Take a step. If your intuition is that there and this other place is not the right path for you, take a step. Your painting's not finished. Take that paintbrush, get a new canvas, throw this one out, not throw it out, but it's time to start a new painting. Get a new canvas and start painting a new painting. So that's really the message. Let me just see if there's anything else Michael wants to say. Michael, do you have any other messages for the collective? He wants to say one more thing. And then we will wrap up. We're at 44 minutes, just as I looked at the clock. 444. That's cool. I love the timing. And earlier when I looked, it said 333. Been a lot of synchronicities and numbers lately. It's kind of crazy and cool. Michael, what final message do you have for us, please, for the collective about everything? And love when cards fly out. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know that divine guidance, know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and those around me. So like I was talking about the arrow and pointing your arrow in the right direction, your guidance, your compass. Where's your compass pointing to? What is your inner compass saying? What's your intuition saying? What are your signs saying? Are you paying attention to your signs? Are you paying attention to the numbers, synchronicities, you know, animals, songs, whatever it is? You know what it is. Everybody, you know, a lot of people get them. Archangel Michael knows that you're feeling uncertain or confused, and he's sending this card to you as a verification that you are hearing him accurately through your thoughts, ideas, and feelings. You've recently felt the urge to take action, but may have hesitated for fear of making the wrong move. This card confirms that it's safe to move forward with those changes. Again, it's about stepping forward, leaving the unhealthy, committing, leaving this unhealthy path, shifting to the healthy, committed path of your mission, and trusting the compass to make the choice for the right path. It also says your new idea is the answer to your prayer. So, hi, baby girl. I'll be right with you. Your new idea is the answer to your prayer, so act upon it. The feelings you've been receiving are valid. If you're not trusting a person or situation, pay attention to those feelings. You're being led by your inner guidance, even if you can't see where it's taking you. I just finished saying that if you don't see where it's taking you, you don't need to see the whole path. You don't need to see it. You don't. Just take your light, look at the first couple, and take a step. Take your paintbrush, new canvas, start painting. That's how all masterpieces begin, right? By picking up that paintbrush. So there you have it. I'm going to wrap up because my little kitty would like to go outside. And oh my gosh, bottom of the deck. I love this. Go forward fearlessly. If that is not the perfect message to leave with you. And Archangel Michael, if you know you're not too familiar with him, his MO, his method of operation, is his shield and sword of protection. He's the one that you call on for courage, protection, safety. Please protect me in this situation. Please protect me in this relationship. Please protect me or give me courage while I did that today before coming online. Please give me protection and please give me courage and be there for me to speak my truth, speak my voice, and to put myself out there in public on YouTube to be vulnerable. Because it's not normally how I am, but this is what divine is guiding me to do. So, you know, if I can do this, anybody can do this, right? So just, you go to him for courage. Thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and my actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. In the direction of love and my true life's purpose. Amen. That is exactly what we're talking about with these other, cards and messages is your path, getting on that right path. So go forward fearlessly. I will leave it at that because that is a beautiful message. So balance emotions, balance masculine, feminine. Acknowledge your shadow, embrace your shadow. Know that everything is cycles. Things are going to shift, and that painting and masterpiece will be ready when it is ready. And know that it's a continual process. It's a journey, right? Use the violet flame to transmute anything that's coming up, any negativity, any fear, any anxiety, any pain, any triggers, any anger, any heartache, whatever. Just do that, ask Archangel Michael to come in and shield you, protect you, give you courage, give you strength. And, you know, be your own alchemist. Have the vision, see where it is you need to go, take your first step and be your own alchemist and create your own masterpiece. Because alchemy and creating masterpiece, again, that's beautiful. And be your own light. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Really beautiful message, and go forward fearlessly, everybody. I love you all, and please like and subscribe to my channel and support me. And again, some of these are going to be twin flame related, some of them aren't, because, you know, we're here about mission and we're here about ascension and awakening, and I'm here to help people understand that and guide you. So go forward fearlessly on this path, and even if you can't see every step of the way, okay? I love you all, and thank you to all who have subscribed so far, and you have a wonderful day and evening, and happy Equinox. Thank you. Bye.